Sorry, guys, I'm trying to unblock Darrius because our fight's over. So I told him I'd unblock him.
Is that what you were? That's what you were saying to him at the? Was that at the weigh-ins?
At the weigh-ins, yeah, I told him, don't worry, I'll unblock you because he started talking about you guys.
Was that a little? Was that whole sort of back and forth a little strange and weird for you that somebody got that upset about you just blocking? Because that seemed. Have you done that before? I feel like you've done that before for another fighter.
No, maybe, but he's been the first one I fought that I saw that followed me and that we kind of kept in touch on social media. You know, you can call it a little bit of bullshit, mental warfare, or whatever. But like I said, like he was my enemy, so he didn't need to be watching my story, and I guess it got to him a little bit. But fight's over, I'll unblock him now, so we're good.
Man, I feel like we've been watching your whole career, play out here in the UFC, and you even hear the commentary team talking about it. You have these guys upcoming trying to beat this veteran, and you still are able to dig it out. What did he bring out there that kind of made you tap into more of that? And did he bring anything that you maybe hadn't seen before?
Yeah.
Or is it just another, guy that you've seen out there before?
He brought the aspect of being a young fighter that I would assume is hungry. I've been in his position before coming into the UFC, fighting guys that have been around. And I'm not necessarily knowing where his head is, but when I was in that position, my head was, I'm going to make a name off this guy. I'm going to fight a complete fight. And he's dangerous. He's very strong. And I just had to play vintage MJ, get back to my wrestling, and make sure I got out with a win.
Is that the key? Is that something that you sort of tell yourself in the training camp to try to tap into that vintage Michael Johnson? Is that something you have to kind of keep telling yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I got lost in being one-dimensional for a long time. And it's very easy to beat a one-dimensional fighter. Like myself, if an opponent goes into a fight and he's only got to worry about my striking, it's pretty easy, to dictate that and, oh, my God, I just got to get on a takedown or stay away from his striking. But now I'm bringing back old school MJ and get back to my wrestling, the shit that got me to the UFC. And it's going to open up my striking, and maybe I can get some jiu-jitsu and some submissions.
It's got to be tough because we see that many times when fighters come in, they fall in love with their hands. Even wrestlers, once they start getting striking, they fall in love. Once they get that knockout, they fall in love with the hands, and they kind of step away from it. Is that what you kind of, when you say one-dimensional, did you fall in love with your striking because you were doing so well with the striking early on?
Yeah, absolutely. A gift and a curse, I guess, for my striking and my career. I met Henry Hoof, and I fell in love with the striking, and I forgot about my wrestling. So now we're going back to the basics, and we can add in some new striking technique and start to get people worried about my wrestling, which will open up everything else.
I love it. And you probably kind of explained it, but what was the game plan for him coming in? Was it just a matter of making sure you established the wrestling and keep the little distance, or what was the game plan for him?
Yeah, the game plan was just to be dominant, keep my hands up and not give him anything, not let him think he's got a chance to win this fight. Always be dominant, be the veteran fighting the amateur pretty much. He just got into the UFC, and I did some things that I was proud of. I would have liked to get a finish. I would like to get a submission, but he's very dangerous in certain positions. I mean, the guy punches hard. He's a hard striker and very strong, so I needed to be on my P's and Q's and make sure I got a win, which is very important.
Now, I want to say the last fight was roughly 7-8 months ago or something like that. What sort of time frame are you looking for to get back in? Like, what's the number of fights that you're hoping to get a year that you feel that you are operating at a peak level?
Yeah, as many as possible. This fight, after this, I got 3 more left on my contract. I would like to finish all 3 of them this year and look to get a new contract and get as close as I can to the top of the division. I'm still in a hunt to be the best in the world. I'm still holding on to that dream of becoming a world champion. No matter when I get it done, the most important thing for me is to get it done. So if I got to start back to the bottom and fight these new guys, so be it. I'm in a great position. I'm healthy. I have a great team behind me, a great mindset, and I'm going to keep on working towards it.
How many wins do you think it'll take before you get back in the rankings?
We'll see. Depending on who they'll give me, I still think I got some great credibility with my name and how long I've been in this organization. And my resume puts me ahead of a lot of people, so I get a few more solid wins, get some big fights under my belt, and we should see me back at the top very soon.
And last thing for me, one of your peers, Daniel Cormier, was talking about the speed of your hands, talking about how you've been around and you're doing it, but he was giving you a lot of kudos on your striking speed and your hands. How's that feel to have some of the guys at the commentary talking about your hands and how good that you still look out there after all these years?
Yeah, it's incredible, man. It's such a blessing to hear living legend like DC give me kudos and props, and him and Dominic Cruz back there. I started when they started. I'm still around. I really looked up to both of those guys. I love their fighting style, and DC did it at an older age, so that's motivation for me to keep going.
I just have one. I'm just curious how many people are on that block list.
There's quite a bit because I still haven't found Darrius yet. So.
Hey, Michael, back here. Just piggybacking off what he said. He talked about your hand speed. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but in Power Slap, the 155 is craving for athletes to come in. After your contract's up, could we see you over in Power Slap?
Fuck no, you're crazy. I am not coin flipping for somebody to smack the shit out of me with my hands down. If he wants to come over to our world, I'll gladly give him a shot, but no, we're not going slap for slap. He's got to earn his right to hit me. So no, I won't be doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.